Loz Taylor of While She Sleeps joins me, Ned, on the Underground. Big time interview happening very soon. Loz, first up, how are you going, man?
I'm great, my friend. How you doing yourself? All right?
Oh, I'm going really well. Excited to be chatting to you, man. And Australia becoming a bit of a second home for you guys here not too long ago with Good Things Festival, now heading back out again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we love it out there. You know what? We meet so many great people. People over there are passionate about our band. So, why not? Let's get out there and play some more rock shows, So, yeah, stoked to be returning. And like you said, we've been quite a bit over the last couple of years and we just love it out there. So, yeah.
Yeah,
good to go.
Fantastic, man. And I haven't talked to you before, but I've spoken to a bunch of people from the UK. And I was wondering, Did you grow up watching Neighbours and all that sort of Australian TV as well? Or?
I used to pop Neighbours on when I got in from school when I was a kid, for sure, yeah. Well, Toadfish and all those people on it. But yeah.
I love it. So were you a fan of that or what, Loz?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely did my time. Like I said, getting in from school and banging Neighbours on was the thing. I always remember thinking, is this what Australia is actually like? Probably not. But yeah. But yeah, I had my time with it for sure.
I love that. And like we were just talking about, you've been here a bunch of times now. I was wondering, man, what's the sort of craziest piece of Australian slang or weird things that we do over here that you guys have picked up on?
I think that a lot of people that I've met from Australia say "but" at the end of a sentence. So it's like,
what at the end? Oh yeah, but yes.
But yeah. But I love all those little quirks. I think quite similar. I'm from Yorkshire, which is sort of the middle of the UK, and we have loads of fun abbreviations and things. And you guys are similar. You like abbreviate things in a way that I think it makes me giggle. Drop bears was one thing that I was told about, and for a little bit of time I was like, is that a real thing? Like bears dropping out of the freaking trees. But yeah, like I say, just love being out there, love the people that we've met along the road as well, like some great friends that are out there, and yeah, stoked to be back.
Yeah, man, very much looking forward to it. Just really quickly before I turn it on to the music side of things, I was going to say, I've got a piece of Australian slang, Loz, and I'm not sure if you've heard this, but it's the first time I've ever heard it, and I had no idea what it meant. It was in regards to football.
Yeah.
One player was giving another player a bar. Have you ever heard that before, that term? So, Loz gives Ned a bath.
No, never heard that.
Yeah, neither have I. It's like one of the weirdest things ever. And apparently that means that in that scenario, you would be destroying me in that game of football. And first time I've heard it. Yeah, there's maybe one to take with you and, I don't know, try not to laugh about it. But aside from the Australia love, Loz, where would you say the craziest place that your music's taken you? Because it's amazing that music's taken you so far. Where's the craziest place that While She Sleeps has taken you, would you say?
I mean, on this run, we're coming over to Australia. We've never been to sort of, we're going to Jakarta for the first time, which is Indonesia. So, it's pretty crazy that our sort of punk rock or metal is able to sort of transcend and take us to all these places. Like if you'd have told me when I was sort of 14 years old that I'd be, flying to the other side of the world and there'd be people there listening to our music and stuff, like, I'd have probably had a nosebleed and passed out. Do you know what I mean? So I think just the whole journey is very humbling just anyway. We've definitely been to some wild places. I mean, we came over, like you mentioned, we came over, did Good Things, and we went to sort of New Zealand for the first time, and that was that's pretty wild, going to that side of the world and going a little bit further, but all the big culture shocks for us come from places sort of like Singapore and those type of places where you just like it's another world, but again, meeting lovely people on the road that are into our band, and everyone's always so nice and welcoming, and like I said, it's very humbling that we get to experience this with 5 of us in the band and a few crew members, but we get to travel so far and do what we love to do, so it's a crazy journey, but absolutely live for it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you said, like, if you had said that to you back when you were 14 years old, it would have blown your mind. What do you think you would have been doing when you were at that time, Loz?
Well, probably giving someone a bath on the football pitch, to be honest. I was well into my football as a kid, and then obviously moving out of that, like, you know, like got into sort of punk rock and skateboarding and that kind of thing, and that sort of just paved the way in a sense. You know, I've done, you know, before I fully joined While She Sleeps, I've done work with, you know, children with autism, which I felt like was a really rewarding job, you know, actually being able to help people in that way. So I've always been sort of a community type person. I think what's really special about what While She Sleeps has managed to do, we've like created our own community and people that sort of understand our message and love our band, and that was what I was drawn to with metal in the first place, was how like the community was like stuck together, and you see someone else wearing the same hoodie as you and you're like, you know, that guy knows what he's on about, you know, big corn hoodie or whatever. So yeah, I've done bits and bobs through my life, but it was really, for me, sort of, you know, 14 years old, getting into sort of skateboarding, and then that paved the way to sort of being in bands and being in a covers band, trying to, you know, cover songs and, you know, destroying some of people's favorite songs.
I'm sure that's yes. Oh man, that's crazy. And this year, big year for you guys, dropping Self Hell as well. How's the response been to that? I think it's right up there with your best work, Loz.
Oh, thank you so much, mate. I think, you know, when I joined the band and I got to know the guys in Sleeps, we all sort of, our mutual love in music was early 2000s sort of metalcore, you know, like Darkest Hour and All That Remains and all these like cool American Killswitch, all these bands coming over, Parkway Drive. And I think somewhere along the road, we haven't fallen out of love with that. We adore the genre, but it's got very, very oversaturated. There's so many bands now doing the metalcore thing. And that's not a bad thing, you know. There's so many bands doing it well. For us, though, we felt like, you know, we want to showcase, you know, what we can do, not just stay safe in our metalcore box. You know, we want to try new things. And I think what's really interesting about Self Hell as a record, there's a lot of sort of Britpoppy 90s kind of influence merged with the metalcore aspect. And that was really fun coming out of the studio. Like, people, as soon as we dropped the record, people were kind of like, they were on it. They were sort of, you know, it sounds a bit like Sleeps had like merged with like Gorillaz or something, or like Blur in places. And for me, the record's really fun in that way. You got some drum and bass in there, a few like electronic sort of ideas, and, you know, so being able to mash that all together and bring influences that, you know, nostalgic influences that we all have from different areas of music was really, really fun. And I think hopefully it's just allowed people to see that we are more than just a metalcore band, you know. We want to experiment and be able to try new things, and hopefully that keeps it fresh and interesting for our fan base.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, you sort of do switch things up, definitely. Like the To the Flowers song is just absolutely phenomenal right there, and the film clip along with it, man, amazing. Yeah. And then you hear a song.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, no, for serious, man. And like, Leave Me Alone, that's probably my favorite song off the album. Like, that one would be fun to play live.
Look at my shirt. It literally says Leave Me Alone on it.
Yeah, I love that. But you couldn't get two sort of more different songs, which is what you're talking about right there. I'm looking forward to hearing both live, man. Like, Leave Me Alone, have to go nuts, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's what's really great about our fan base as well, that as much as they want to get in the mosh pit and throw themselves around to some like heavy riffs, they're also there for like the, you know, sort of emotional, invoking that emotion in songs and that sort of deeper meaning. So that, you know, from a writing perspective, being in a band, being able to say, oh, we could throw out some like heartfelt sort of banger here and you know, a bit of a ballad-esque song, but then also, you know, people are there for the riffs as well. So it makes it fun for everyone, hopefully. And I love that about our fans, that they're open to both sides of the coin, if you like.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of like your band and just switching things out from your side of things, I saw that Matt did a mammoth like 275-kilometer ride for cancer and raising money.
Yeah.
How great's that? Like, talk about giving. Yeah. How did that go for him?
Yeah, great, man. He's really gotten into it. Like, we started sort of trying to run quite a lot, and Matt's got like crap knees. His knees are like fucking. Probably from skating all his younger years, but so he got really into cycling. Yeah, just good for his mental health. And there's a lot of people surrounding us that are going through like cancer treatments and things. So I think for him, it just made sense to be like, look, I'll do this huge ride and, you know, try and help out and donate some money to charity. So yeah, fair play to him. It was a big ride, 2 days like non-stop, but yeah, killed it.
Yeah, love that right there. These guys, while she sleeps, very much, that's so cool. So outside of music, what are you into? Are you still into skating and that sort of thing? Loz, I had no idea. That's cool.
Yeah. Not so much now, I'm getting a bit older and I'm not that good. But I think skating's one of those things. There's no better than just putting some tunes on and just having a push around, and trying a few kick flips here and there.
Yeah.
I still try and promote shows in my sort of hometowns. I book like every now and again I'll throw out a day festival and try and get some new exciting bands on it and stuff like that. Like I say, skating, I get out and do a bit of running as well. So yeah, just trying to stay active, and trying to bring bands to my sort of local community where I grew up. If I'm not doing it, the local area where I'm at, there's no sort of rock bands getting put on. So I feel like someone needs to take that and give the youngsters something to be inspired by and hopefully start their own bands. So, someone needs to do it and why not be me, So yeah, staying busy.
Oh, that's amazing right there. All right, Loz. Well, I want to get a recommendation from you. It can be something outside of music. It can be something that you've caught on Netflix lately or another band or whatever, just to, so your fans can get to know you a little bit better. What do you recommend?
Okay, so one of the shows that I've seen on, I think it was on Apple TV recently, was Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
And that was one of them that I just put on and then just didn't stop watching it till the end. Really, really good sort of. It all gets a bit twisted, and he's like a lawyer and this sort of thing. So, but that was really good. Anyone that sort of likes that sort of thing will probably love that. So that's something I've watched on telly that I thought was great. Presumed Innocent. Also, there's a band from the UK at the moment called Mouth Culture. They're like the first band that I've sort of kind of been working with and helping out, and they're doing amazing. So if you're into stuff like, I guess like Incubus-y, sort of Yumi at 6 sort of esque, it's a bit more like indie rock kind of vibes, but they're great. They know how to write songs for sure. So yeah, check them out. And if you want sort of a band on the heavier side of things, there's a band from not too far from us in Sheffield, but they're called Guilt Trip, and they're mashing like the hardcore with sort of the metalcore cleans as well. But like, yeah, really great band. So yeah, check them out too.
100% agree with you there. I know Guilt Trip. Yeah, very, very cool. It's great.
They've just been over to Australia, I think.
They have. I didn't get to see them, but crazy. But Loz, great to see you giving back to the community when it comes to music and that sort of thing too. I really, really love that, man. Hats off to you. So
nice one, bro.
Man, what's on there? You've got Australia coming up. You got the brand new album. Well, it's been out since March, I think. But
yeah,
up next for you for the remainder of 2024 and moving into next year?
So yeah, we're coming over to Australia. We've got a bit of, like I said, Indonesia as well, and some Japan shows as well over there. So that's really exciting. We come back and we're already writing more music. So we're gonna look to drop a new single sort of ASAP. I don't know how much I'm supposed to say on that, but it's whatever, innit? Get it out there. So yeah, bit of studio, bit of touring, and then sort of lining things up with 2025 and figuring out what we want to do with our time there. There'll be more festivals and stuff like that. So yeah, just staying busy, creating new music, and yeah, getting back on it, keeping it going.
Well, I absolutely love it, man. It is While She Sleeps. They're touring with Stick to Your Guns, Ocean Sleeper, and Boundaries, heading our way later this month, kicking things off in Brisbane on the 27th, wrapping things up on the 5th of October in Melbourne. A whole bunch of dates in between. Grab those tickets, destroyalllions.com. Hit this man up on Instagram, Loz Taylor, WSS. Loz, thanks so much for taking time out, man. Super appreciate it.